Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here, and we are back with another Forza Horizon 5 video. This time, as you can see, we got our hands on the cover car, which is the Mercedes-AMG 1. Now, of course, the gameplay you see here is just a preview build of Horizon 5 and only allowed us to experience a tease of what the final game might offer. With that said though, one thing we were able to do in this preview build was to travel anywhere around the Horizon 5 map. And I guess to really explore and discover all of the different places and biomes that Playground Games haven't showcased in any of their Let's Go episode live streams. Remember, Horizon 5's map is 1.5 times larger than the map in Horizon 4, so there's plenty of places to sightsee and roads to drive on. So in today's video, we're going exploring and we'll be visiting in depth 7 new places that are in Forza Horizon 5. Starting off with number 1, the abandoned airstrip. So here's the airstrip we will be driving towards. It's pretty much directly south from the Horizon Festival, and it's the largest proper flat and straight piece of road in the game. Now unfortunately, I completely forgot to measure the distance by just putting a waypoint from one end to another, but I hope it can turn into a proper 1 mile drag strip or a proper 1 mile drag race, because the last time we had one of those in a Horizon game was back in Forza Horizon 3. So right here, where the old shed is along with the fast travel board, this is where I think the starting point for a drag race will be, since I don't believe it's a good idea for cars like the AMG 1 to zoom through this area coming from the opposite direction at 200 miles per hour and straight into the trees. Now let's actually do a VMAX run here, but I'm going to do something perhaps a little counterintuitive, and that is by activating race mode on, which will then raise the spoiler and the fins in front of the front wheels, but I just want to see the feature in works anyway. But let's go straight for the VMAX. Let's see how fast this Mercedes AMG 1 can go in this, well, drag strip. Now one thing you are probably seeing right now and maybe a little bit worried is the tarmac surface. You can see grass and roots perhaps growing through the cracks, but don't worry, the tarmac is extremely smooth. And as we approach the end of this drag strip, you can see that there is a danger sign that we can do. So that's pretty much the abandoned airstrip that you can visit and also race on in Forza Horizon 5. Number 2, the bridge. Alright, so this is perhaps one of the most requested places that the community wanted to see. The bridge is connected between 2 tunnels, and I remember when I was recording this, it was actually my first time driving on the bridge, and my reaction was, oh my, this is really beautiful. The colors, the sky, the bridge design, it was such a magnificent sight to see. And as I slowed down and actually pan across to look far out into the distance, it gave me a real sense of just how big the Horizon 5 map is. And I know some of you may roll your eyes now as I mention a future Horizon game set in Japan. As of this point, what I can see driving on the bridge and straight into the tunnel ahead, the scenery really reminded me of the country expressways that I experienced in real life when I was in Japan. But anyways, I digress, and if you want a better view from this particular bridge here, hop into drone mode and you also get a view of the Uxmal Mayan ruins just beneath the bridge, which is actually quite neat. Number 3, the Guanajuato tunnels. Right, so one of the more curious places on the Horizon 5 map is of course the tunnel network underneath the main city of Guanajuato. So the developers have confirmed that there is around 2 kilometers or maybe even miles of underground roads that you can drive through. Again, much like the bridge, this was my first time exploring the underground tunnels, and I will say it's very interesting. The first thing I noticed was that the network of roads is not entirely underground. There are areas where it's open road, which then leads to multiple different tunnels, which could then lead you to perhaps more tunnel intersections or back onto the main city. It is a little confusing at first because on the minimap, it actually doesn't distinguish the difference between roads that are above to the underground roads, which is why, as you can see by the gameplay here, I kind of did not know where to go. Also, the roads are extremely tight. There's almost no way to drive a hypercar like this AMG 1 at full speed. So in my opinion, you are probably better off taking a slower, smaller and lighter car around this particular area. But overall, I think it's a very nice addition to the Horizon franchise. Number 4, another drag strip. So the area I'm driving towards now is actually a place you will have experienced after the first showcase. The only reason why you kind of actually forget this is because the showcase in the beginning has that big jumbo jet blocking some of the amazing views, and also you quickly divert to a different direction. But ultimately, this road looks to be another drag racing area. Now, in real life, this place is actually called, and I apologize if I butcher this, Teotihuacan, and judging by some of the Google images I have seen, this looks to be a very good Horizon interpretation of the specific area. The pyramids look amazing, and I'm sure for those that actually know the history behind Teotihuacan will perhaps enjoy or even resonate with the site so much more than just perhaps drag racing like myself. But it's a cool place to visit in Horizon 5 and has certainly enticed me to check out its history behind why this was built and the way it has been structured. Number 5, golf course. To me, Forza Horizon 2's golf course will always be the best. There's a proper driveway towards the clubhouse, a driving range, and when cross-countrying across all those fairways, bunkers, and greens, it really felt like a proper golf course. I know it sounds like I'm nerding out with golf here, but I have golfed for such a long time when I was a child, and I feel as though Playground Games did truly nail the textures on all the grass in the Horizon 2's golf course. Now with Horizon 5, although they are keeping tradition alive here with yet another country club, to me this didn't feel as much of a golf course than it did in previous titles. I mean, all the components are there, but the reason is that golf courses around the world have very short and well-maintained grass, especially on the fairways and greens. It's like getting a fresh fade haircut, but with Horizon 5's, just look at all the grass texture. It seems like even the fairways and greens are at a rough's length. There's no way you can putt a ball into a hole if the grass is that uncut on the green, but who knows, maybe this is an abandoned golf course. Either way, yes, it's cool to explore around this area, but I'm sorry, it just doesn't hold a candle to the golf course that was featured back in Horizon 2. Number 6, the highway. I'm sure this is the main reason as to why you clicked on this video, as I don't think the highway has been showcased that often for some strange reason, but here it is. This is the longest highway in any Horizon title, and from what I can gather with many of the speed tests that I have done on this highway, there are certain parts that have small bumps and slight turns that, if your car is super quick, you can easily veer to the side or in extreme cases, fly off from a bridge. Yes, that is possible, but because I'm in a stock AMG 1 with its aero activated, it's not a problem. Now, although this is the longest highway in any Horizon game, in my opinion, it's not the greatest piece of highway that Playground Games have designed. Now, this can come down to many factors, location for instance, maybe in Mexico, this is how their motorway or highways look like, but I still give the best highway to Forza Horizon 2. It just felt so wide, and because of that, it gave me a sense that the highway was a lot bigger as well, which of course we know it isn't compared to Horizon 5. If there was any comparison that I would actually make with any other Horizon title, it would be Forza Horizon 3. It's nice, it can max out your car's top speed for sure, but it's just a little bit too narrow and too congested, as you see me weave through the traffic cars and AI drivatars on this particular run. In the grand scheme of things, comparing it to Forza Horizon 4's highway, this is a massive improvement, and yes, I am very happy to see a highway like this back in the Horizon franchise. And lastly, number 7, the off-road hill climb. So in one of the Playground Games Let's Go episode live streams, they showcase the mountain road, hill climb, or whatever you want to call it, from somewhere close at the bottom to the very top of the volcano. Now in Horizon 5 there are actually two proper ways to go up and down from the volcano. One is the route that Playground Games showcased, while the other is on the opposite end. The difference between the two is that the end that I'm showing right now is completely off-road. Now when you look at the road layout in the menu map, it doesn't look that big, meaning that if I was to imagine driving on it, I would be turning quite often, pulling the handbrake, and narrowly missing some of the cliffs off from the volcano. But that is certainly not the case. The off-roads here are actually quite long before reaching a 90-degree turn, and there's a lot of room for error. However, there are still cliff sides which allow you to see beautiful sceneries should you park your car or go into photo mode or even drone mode as well. And of course you do this several times before reaching the very top of the volcano. Personally, if you were to ask me, I would use the tarmac hill climb side, as, I don't know, I just find the design a little more exciting than the off-road side, but in all honesty, both sides are still very fun to drive on, and this is just my opinion at the end of the day, so it's completely subjective. So there we have it guys, 7 new places that were amazing to discover in Forza Horizon 5. If you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as that really does help me out. And lastly, if you guys would like to see more Forza Horizon 5 content right here on this channel, make sure to click the subscribe button with notifications turned on. That way you won't ever miss out on another video that goes live, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.